My sugar daddy cut me off. That man cut the card in half.
I've never even had one of those.
Find love in a hopeless place. Then I tell you, I was trying to find love in a hopeless place. I just needed anybody to just hug me because I was going through it. I was just like, can I just get some Wingstop? So again, you can go through a situation with a friend and we can all be in the same room, but we can all be having just different experiences in that room. So if you tell me that I did something in a situation, I'm not going to remember it because you saw it. So sometimes we see things and we think everyone is having the same experience as us, but they're not. So like your perspective in any relationship that you have is based off of you, like your inner self, your inner being, like what you see. We're standing at different angles. We have different views on things. So that's when it comes to relationships, sometimes you got to be like, let me step out of myself and let me try to see it from someone else's view or someone else's perspective. And that's a difficult thing to do because who really wants to do that? That means taking accountability.
Nobody likes to do that.
Nobody likes to take accountability. Taking accountability is not fun. In friendships, relationships, that's why people cut people off so easily, because that's my problem. Sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I don't even want to deal with this. It's too much work. Everybody hates work. When it comes to life, when it comes to work, when it comes to children, everything. It's just like, damn, I got to wake up. I hate this. It's like, that's how life is. So let's kick this off. Hey, what's
friend.
up, everybody?
What's going on?
Go ahead, introduce us. Tell us what's going on.
Hey, so this is my really, really, really good friend / bestie, Jada. I even have the socks with her face on.
That's my face, y'all.
See?
That's me. That was a good day. I had a pony.
Where's your socks with my face on them? I'm the better friend. You see, that's crazy. Anyways, so my name is Bally. This is Jada.
Jada B, baby.
We've only planned this for 17 years.
Yeah. we tried to do this in pandemic. It didn't work.
Slight procrastination. But
right.
Who doesn't procrastinate nowadays?
4-year procrastination.
I'll take accountability for that.
Crazy. So what's up? What are we talking about today? Welcome to No Seriously. And the reason it's called No Seriously is because we turn everything into a joke. And we're at a point where we're just like, no, let's have this conversation. So let's get serious. Let's bring up some topics. We're not going to be serious because we cannot be serious. But seriously, though, let's talk about it. Okay, let's start.
What's something that surprises people when they really get to know you?
I don't mind being ashy. How about you?
I thought you were going to say something deeper.
Okay, my bad. I'm going to get deeper next time.
Well, there's a positive and then the negative. I say when people get to know me, they're like, you were in the military? You graduated? You have a degree? You're educated? And I'm like, yeah, I am. And then the other thing, the weird voices, the weirdness.
We love
when you
an
get
accent.
comfortable and I start just blurring out things and weird noise and start making weird gestures like the strong hand and the faces. Very animated creature.
Yeah.
And it just gets sometimes where it's like borderline embarrassing in public. Extremely embarrassing. Not borderline. It's extremely embarrassing.
Right.
And we do it together.
We do it together, guys.
Everywhere
We go, people are like, here they come with their accent. But you know what? An ick that people may have when it comes to me, I can honestly say is that I like, if it's a serious moment, you're going to have to tell me no, seriously. Because I can turn anything serious into a joke, and that might be annoying to people. What you think?
I'm never serious either, so we can't relate.
Yeah, that's why you're my bestie.
You
and me,
You have your nails done. Put it down.
Okay, my nails. Okay, now I have one. No, this is real. This is real, like real deep, real serious stuff, y'all. How far do you go? Wait,
I wrote that.
I hate her writing is trash.
Just write it your own way. You can read it. You can read it.
Okay, how far do you intervene in your friend's relationship when they're being used or finessed?
When it comes to money, girl.
Okay, there's different levels to it, right? So if I know that my friend is with a guy, because it's based off of experience, right? You have experience with certain guys. I have experience with certain guys. We have other friends that have different, like, experiences with relationships. I was talking about Aisha too, girl. I was just like, I'm just saying, like, you looked at Janelle.
Janelle's here? Oh, I
hate
didn't even
Janelle.
notice.
You looked at Janelle and I'm just like, bitch, we got mad other friends that have crazy things going on.
Just...
But for me, like, I'm going to intervene when I feel like he's embarrassing. He's not being honest about who he is. He's making it seem like he's this innocent guy because I experienced it too. You know, my situation, I thought I had a situation where it was like, he does no wrong. But then you're just like, boom, how could you do something like that? So those types of things make you start thinking and you're just like, you know what? I want to protect my friends. So for me, the protection begins in the beginning. Like,
I just feel like after you're gonna, you have to give people chances a little bit. I'm like, all
mhm,
right, might have one red flag, two red flag, where I feel the point where my friend is being abused, where it's
yeah.
just like, okay, now like there's a point of there's a very fine line between being helpful
Hmm.
and just being a use for what you can provide or what you can give
Yeah.
or what you. So I feel like there's blurred lines in between where that point changes.
Right.
So I feel where it's just like, okay, now it's too much because we have that instinct of being helpful towards others.
Hmm.
So some people are too nice or don't know that they're doing too much. We
Right.
all have to be paused.
Absolutely.
So I think that's where it
And
gets
when
to.
you enter in a relationship, there's always things that people notice about you. How can, and it's honest, it's the truth. How can I benefit from this relationship? What does this person have to offer? What can I experience with this person that I didn't experience with other people? Like, is this better? Is this person doing better than other people I've dated? So we all come into situations, kind of like wanting something. Anything you do in life, you do it to reciprocate. You do it to get
Right.
something in return. But how far is too far? Cuz now you're not even being aware of the things that I need and you're just here to take from me. So when you understand that, you become more protective of the people you love because it's like, "Oh, I can read what this is. I can read this flag. This flag means that this person is literally willing to take advantage of whatever you have to offer because you're a good person." So like sometimes you look at your friends and you're like, "Yo, my friend is really a good person and I don't want to see them get like hurt or taken advantage of by somebody that, clearly is just out here to just finesse or get something out of every situation."
But the good in people, you also see like we're strung up on potential.
Mhm.
So we get a lot of self gratitude for
Right.
trying to bring someone to their medium potential to their highest potential
Mhm.
and not seeing that we're overly mm, overly
Yeah,
I don't know how
we
to say
have
it in
more faith
English.
in people than they have in themselves.
Right. Right.
We're trying to make people something that they're not even like you're not even on that level yet. You haven't, and sometimes it's not that you're never going to get to that level. It's just that you haven't gotten to a point where you're just like, "All right, now I need to live up to my potential. I've crossed that threshold of like I've gone through everything that I needed to go through that was going to break me, and now I need to become that person." Sometimes when you're in a relationship with someone, they're not at that level yet. So, sometimes when you date people or you see your friends dating people, you're just like, "Yo, they're not at that level yet."
Sometimes it's projection. Like I've been a
Mhm.
place where I'm stagnant and then I saw or I had the opportunity to help someone to
Mhm.
grow while I was stagnant,
Yeah.
but it just gave me kind of like kind of like projection like I
Mhm.
need to be doing that, but you push other people when
Exactly.
you can't almost help
Push
yourself.
yourself. Yeah. That's a dangerous place to be because then you become like, "Oh, I have a project." Whole time you haven't even finished the
Fabiana the
project.
builder.
Whole time you have a whole time you have a project that you haven't even completed within yourself. So that's an issue.
It
Stop
is.
trying to create a project with other people and trying to build people up when you haven't even finished your own project and you haven't even gotten an A or a B in your own scenario of life and you're trying to now grade someone else on how they live their life. So that's a whole nother topic. We'll get there. What's next?
Do you always support your friend and take their side or make them take
Ooh,
accountability?
this is a good question for women. You know what? I say that because I'm a woman.
Right.
I don't know how men are. And I'm sure men are always just like, "Yeah, go ahead, get that
Yeah.
booty, go ahead, hit that." Whole time he got away from home. So it's just like
And might
I'm
not do the
just saying
same.
from a woman's perspective, but like, let's be honest. Let's talk about our friendship and us. I
Oh,
know it's scary for
you want
you.
to just
But like anytime that I show you that I'm hurt or anytime that I've made let you know that something didn't feel right, even if it was just in that moment, you were just always coming up with, "All right, this is how we can shut it down." Right? But is that always the way? So sometimes it's like, do I want to mind my business? Not in that situation, but like in other people's situation. Sometimes you have to give people an opportunity to like experience it so they can get the knowledge that they need from it. You get what I'm saying?
No.
Well, it helped. It worked for you. You dated someone that was a very popular person, right? And then in the beginning, and then in the beginning, you were just like, I'm gonna hold it down. But then you were just like, I've learned everything I've learned, and I know now who I am today, and I would never, ever put myself from that again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay.
Well, I feel like I was out with some friends at dinner, and it was a couple, and they was wilding. They were a lot younger.
Yeah.
Like they was wilding at this real fancy restaurant. I'm just trying to eat my lobster and pasta and peace, having my wine or whatnot. And then afterwards, we had the conversation. She was like, because they would, and I sat down and I told her, I'm like, first off, y'all were just hangry.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell her on the spot like, yo, you were wild and you shouldn't have done that at dinner. But I think later on when you calm down, because I feel like at the moment you can't really say, hey, you should take accountability because you're wrong. But later on I'll be like, hey, you kind of were wrong.
You was wilding.
You should maybe next time. This is an adult decision, and it's crazy because now I feel that even about my mom.
Yeah.
Like, I always thought my mom was right. Always go through my mom's guidance. Always said like, yes, you're right. You're right. Now that I'm older and I've gone through life experiences, even my mom's my best friend. My mom knows everything about me, everything. Yeah. Maybe too much sometimes. I do give her a little bit of TMI. But now I'm at the point where I can tell my mom, I'm like, Mom, you're wrong. And you were wrong about this. I can look back in retrospect like, wait a minute. You said even things that she's taught me. She's been a great mom, best mom ever. As I just said, I was going to talk shit about somebody because it was talking bad about their mom. My mom is the best mom. But now I can recognize like, hey, you can take accountability for doing this. And, as an adult now, she tells me, she's like, you're right.
Right.
No, you're right.
And how many times do we go out? And this goes back to another subject, like off subject. But I've talked about before on my another show, 8 at the Table. Shout out 8 at the Table. But you talk about, do single women keep their single friends single, right? And let's think about it. How many times have you gone out with your girls that has a man and they're out flirting, or they might be like, like being a little bit too like loose, and you're just like, I didn't check her. Do you ever feel like you've done that before? Like, it's not my job to like be the friend that's like, oh, let me stop her from sabotaging her relationship. But at the same time, like when we talk about real growth, not just fake growth, like sometimes I'm like, you know what? Damn, she got a good man at home. Maybe I should stop her from like self-sabotaging or doing something that'll make her or her relationship look bad, because not for nothing, we're in a generation where people see things and you don't even realize it, or they're recording or whatever, and you might get caught up. That's one of the things that I think about when it comes to like, do you ever like step in and check your friends?
I just feel like sometimes they're doing it out of anger.
You think so? Why? Go ahead, go about it. Talk about it. Talk about it, Ballard.
Like, sometimes they just do it because they're mad about something. Maybe that's why they wanted to go out with their single friends. Just because there may be a little argument, something was triggering, like, I'm going to go outside, I'm going to twerk and have a blast.
Yeah. I just want to get the steam off.
And maybe they want, sometimes, I feel like men do that too, because sometimes we don't realize, like, it's a boost of ego.
Yeah.
Sometimes people like their ego stroked. I like mine stroked and jerked. All the way. Right. I'm very, but then I do also pray about, stripping me from my ego, because I know an ego can be their downfall. Yeah. Anybody's downfall.
Right. Absolutely.
It's, constant battle. Whatever. I'm working on it.
We all working on it, girl. Life is just so confusing, and groceries are expensive. I'm thinking about food right now because I'm just like, damn, I got a grocery shop.
Come on,
but life is a joke. It's a joke. Okay, sorry. Okay, now, this is off of the friendship topic for a second. No, do you have another friendship question though? Ask another question about when it comes
What's
to
your friend ick? That was it, but you kind of said it. But let's talk about how I'm always early and everybody's always late.
Whoa.
I'm on military time. Everybody is always late.
Everybody like who? That's because
I'm always early.
In 10 minutes. And sometimes, Bally, let's be honest.
How does my makeup look?
Your makeup be looking good, but sometimes you be like, I'm just going to wear my hair like this. Like, you won't comb your hair. Like, do you be combing your hair?
Just because you had to fix my track.
You just cute and you think that that's always going to be okay. Like, sometimes you don't take the extra 20 minutes that might be needed to get the bottom to flat iron. This girl will come out with the front of her hair straightened and the back will be all wavy.
But that's why I have great friends like you to fix it, because you're going to call me out on it.
Right. So that's an ick. For me, that's an ick.
that I
If
don't.
you don't tell me, like, oh, like, girl, you didn't blend your makeup good, or you're mad shiny right now. Like, right now, I might be mad shiny, but we're on set, so like, whatever. But if you don't, if you, because I'm too honest to a point where I'm just like, am I mentally ill? Because I say things and I'm just like, that might have hurt their feelings, but I'm not meaning to hurt your feelings. I'm just trying to be honest. So for me, my ick is when my friends don't tell me. If I go in the mirror and I'm with my friends and I see a, if I see craziness, I'm tight. I'm tight. You couldn't tell me my wig was sliding back.
Well, how
We was over here twerking and dancing. You couldn't just push. You couldn't pinch my lace and just press it down a little.
maybe we too busy looking a hot mess ourselves.
No. What's your best? What's your friend ick?
Friend ick. It's gonna roll into other things like when my friends have their rose-colored glasses on. Like when they don't see what I see, I want you to see what I see because I want to see you be great. But
Okay.
it's we all have that. It's going back. It goes all back to that. Like,
But you
I get
are
so
that
frustrated.
friend though, because you're just like, girl, you're amazing. Like just stop
Just
doing
wanna-
what you're doing. But at the same time, we do
Good.
it to her, guys. We do it to her. And she's just like, I'm gonna lay here and just be sad for like 10 days. I don't want to talk to anybody. No, I'm not gonna drink with you. I'm gonna hang out with random people at random places and drink $2 shots. Y'all look at this woman and you be like, oh, she's such a baddie. No, she is a fucking just curse. I didn't mean to curse. This girl, you'll find her at a pool hall getting $2 shots just because there's a discount.
I like karaoke.
Hanging out with hillbillies, but won't hang out with us.
That's crazy.
That's literally
crazy.
who
That's
this
not what
girl
happens.
is.
I just like karaoke. They're karaoke bars.
You love karaoke, but
I love karaoke. And you come to karaoke with me all the time.
I love
Don't do that.
karaoke, but sometimes you get into your funk and you don't want to hang out with your friends because you don't want to hear it.
Is that what you think it is?
So your ick is a trauma ick. You just don't want to hang out with your friends because you don't want to hear shit about real life. Okay, so next.
I don't think that's what happens. I just think that my day just goes and it happens into that. And I'm like, what am I doing here? Because that's what happens all the time. It's not that I'm trying to run with y'all. It's like, I just, life be happening on a Tuesday night.
Life be happening and life be happening like this. Hey girl, do you want to go to Blue on the Hudson and let's go have oysters and hang out? She's like, I can't afford anything. Mind you, she's a multimillionaire. She's like, oh, I can't afford anything. And then somebody will snitch. Somebody always snitches on you, Bally. Did you see Bally on someone's Instagram? She's at a pool club and she's hanging out with all of these like randoms. So yeah, that is the thing. You just don't want to hang out with us when you're going through things because you don't want to talk about it and you don't want to be remembered of the fact that you have to like, you might want to talk about it, but you choose like, I don't want to be around people that remind me that I need to talk about it.
I feel like it was a phase, but next question.
Okay. What's something that new adults are doing that older adults don't do?
Showing their ass crack on social media.
Absolutely. Being proud to be a stripper. Not like I wasn't trying to be offensive, but like that used to be a secret job.
Right. I feel like all the forbidden, what's it? Taboo.
Yeah.
Taboo is no longer no longer taboo. Taboo is no longer taboo. That's what it is. Like, for me to see like older pictures on Polaroids and stuff like that, like back in the day, I was just like, okay, there was a little sexiness going on, but I had to go through books
Yeah.
to see like,
People kept their business to themselves then. Now people realize, oh, like I can benefit from showing like things that are kind of like untabooing. So that's what adults now are doing. They're just they're not caring anymore. And it's affecting a lot of things. Another thing adults today are doing that adults didn't do back then is this is going to be like kind of annoying to some people, but it's like you have to be grounded with family and like I'm not saying religion, but I'm just saying you have to have something that brings you back to reality. And I feel like a lot of people don't have that thing. So they're just running wild and they're not necessarily like saying, you know what? I still have to be a family person. I still have to be a person that has some type of morals or standards or doesn't do certain things. And I mean, that's just my perspective again. It's just like, I feel like I've been caught up in that too. Where I'm just like, you know what? F all that. Like, I'm about to get my money. F all that. Like, I'm about to, like act wild and, it gets you attention. And I feel like adults didn't do that back then. I feel like they were more conservative. That's the word I was looking for. So being conservative is the thing that I realized.
If you introduce two of your friends to each other, should you always be invited?
What do you think? You have experience with this a lot. That's how we met. If you really think about it.
Oh,
T.
yeah.
T.
I think if it's groups that, oh damn, I mean I'm
That's
not really that. You know what's
crazy.
crazy? I'm not really like a jealous friend. As long as everybody's having fun and maybe I don't have to go because I have to wear heels, I don't get too
Yeah.
mad. But I feel like sometimes it's like maybe you're having a bad day.
You like to get out of stuff, period. That's it.
Yeah, I do.
So you might be like, yeah, good. You guys can entertain each other.
Yeah,
Yay.
but then there's times where I'm just like, nobody called me.
Nobody said
Why
anything
didn't
to
anybody
me.
call? I'm like, what if I wanted to go out today?
Right.
Today it was the one day in the 3 months that I wanted to go outside and brush my hair the wrong way.
You don't ever get to the point where you don't ever get to the point where I'm just like, you bitches wouldn't even know each other if it wasn't for me.
I did that with you.
Girl, I can't help that everybody loves some black chocolate Jada.
I know, that's why I brought you around.
I'm going to be honest. I am a Scorpio. We are known for jealousy. Now, how we handle it is cap. Because we will handle it like we don't care. But deep down inside, it's eating us up. So I'm like, y'all hanging out. Oh, y'all hanging out? Okay.
I feel it also has to do with the energy of the friendship and what's going on with things like
no, y'all hanging out with and nobody said anything to me. Y'all eating
and then having a blast.
Don't go nowhere that I took both of y'all. Don't go nowhere that I introduced y'all to. Don't do nothing. That's girl code. That's girl code for me. I tell Janelle all the time. We have another friend, Janelle. She's behind the camera, guys. But I be telling her, and don't bring nobody over here. Don't bring nobody else over here. This is our spot. Okay.
When it's our thing, it's our thing.
When it's our thing, it's our thing.
I guess when I said, I think
there's lines.
Yeah.
There's a line that you can't cross.
Yeah, like
like
if I see spinach dip from Houston's on your.
Whoa, but I have never done it. Houston's is our place. Spinach dip, the salads and stuff like that. That's me and you, babe. Nobody can ever come between me and you and host Houston's. The lemon drops that they've discontinued. Let's really be for real. That's our thing.
It's the bee's knees now.
Okay.
Okay, so this isn't really too much as friends, but it definitely is with life. What's your biggest failure that pushed you to feel your success?
I was at a very confident high point in my life. And so a man taking money from me, that was a big setback. But go ahead, girl. What's yours?
I feel like building a business from scratch. I felt like I put all my financials, all my blood, sweat, tears, money, sweat.
We was twerking in here sometimes though.
We were. I built something from scratch, and this is like felt like my biggest accomplishment. And there was a point where I felt like I did all of this for nothing. I felt like it failed, even though it didn't.
Let me tell you something.
It didn't fail.
Let me tell you something. You got the experience, and this is my new saying. I ain't gonna lie, I stole it from my co-host, Rico Hondo. But you can't spell millions without a couple L's. You back and you better than ever.
L's.
Or
wins.
Oh,
we did a thing. You don't got your nails on. Put them down. Let me do it. Tuck them fingers in, girl. They don't. They don't look good.
Okay, that was a good one. You have anything else?
Good one. I ran out of cards. Do you have anything else?
You know what? I actually don't. But but when it comes to let's just go back on friendship stuff, right?
I thought we was gonna do our little battle.
Okay, let's do it.
It's not fair because you be rapping and shit.
Are we doing a rap battle?
No, we're doing what was it that you said we're gonna do back and forth? What a friendship?
Oh yeah. What was the question though? I can't remember the question. Sorry, y'all.
What's something that your friend does that makes you like a bad friend at the moment? Yours was the wig.
Okay, yeah, that was a bad one. Go ahead, you got one.
You know I eat a lot of kale. You better tell me if I got kale in between my teeth.
Yeah, because why wouldn't you tell your friends? You know what? We need to talk about friendship in general. If you want to have girlfriends, you need to know girl code, right? You cannot have friends if you have any type of haterism in your body. You need to ask to be to be released from the haterism, because I feel like you can be a good friend if you genuinely are confident within who you are and are able to, like, I go out with some of the most beautiful women. We've hung out for years. What's for you is for you. What's for me is for me. And when people understand that, they can have a better friendship. Okay. Sometimes you're not gonna go out and get all the attention. Sometimes what?
You feel like girls have different codes. Like what
Maybe.
might be code for you might not be code for me.
But it just never is like that because it's literally embedded in you. And you know when you're doing something that's messed up. You know when you're being a little bit too a little too loose around somebody's little boo thing. Like if I got somebody that I got a crush on, you know I got a crush on that person. You do anything extra, I'm looking at you sideways. Okay,
What if
maybe
a
that's with
person?
other
What if it has a
people.
person very outgoing personality?
No, but you know what? I can't really say that because with our friend group, we do that because it's fun. So we do it because it's fun. So it's like, oh, we got this new hot guy around. We all like, it's like we're all like, hey, new friend. Like we're all like
We
kind of
tease a lot. It's
we
not like it's
tease a
not talking about it. It's just
lot,
teasing like
and it
our
kind of
friend.
and it
Yeah.
almost kind of. I'm not gonna lie. If you got a group of baddie friends, sometimes you and your homegirls together kind of seals the deal. Like he ain't going nowhere. He ain't getting this
Not
experience.
trapping them.
No, not trapping them, but he's just like, yo, these girls are funny. They're fun. They're lit. They're mad chill. They joke a lot, and they just like they go with the flow. So all right, there is different levels to everything, but like the difference. So like, don't come around trying to be sneaky. That's an ick.
Sneaky.
You being sneaky, and if you low key have like a interest in the person that I'm bringing around, it's gonna end up showing. You ever felt like you had to like prove yourself, like, oh, I'm not just because we've been in nightlife, so we've bartended, whatever. Like we've been in the nightlife, we've been out clubbing, we've been on PJs, we've done it all. You ever felt like you had to prove yourself to let people know, like, there's more to me than that?
I feel like I don't have to go so hard to prove. I can just, in natural conversation,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people are just impressed. Like,
But in this day and age, it's like most things come from social media. And although it shouldn't affect us as much, social media does affect people a lot because they're like, oh, these people are all judging me, even though they're people that we're never going to see and we don't care about. We don't know what they look like. We don't even know what their life situation is. But sometimes I feel like I need to let people, for example, with me, I'm on a podcast and they're always talking about like, like, oh, women that don't have a man, or you're not married, or you're never gonna get married, you're gonna be old with cats. And sometimes I'm just like, you have no idea what my life is like. And honestly, like, that's a different topic. But do you ever feel like you need to like let people know, like, I'm not just a girl that looks good?
yeah, I used to get back. I would say more back then on Instagram. People would always, I would always write back. Like I was always like Twitter fingers
Yeah.
as AF. Like I was really trying to be like, no, I did this, I did that, and like I just felt like sometimes it's like it's not just that. Like because me working in the clubs as a bartender and whatnot. Like I'm pretty sure it gave like even I could look at my own page and be like, oh, it just gives nightlife, whatever, whatnot.
But you were in the military, like you've done other things, like you have accolades, you've had a business, you've done so many things. So it's kind of like, do you ever feel like it makes you feel a little insecure or less than because you feel like people look at you and they only see like, oh, she's just an IG model?
Um, like I said, when it comes to having a conversation with me, because people in their comments on Instagram, it's not valid.
It doesn't phase you.
An opinion only matters when you give it value.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody says something about you and it gets to you, the opinion matters.
Right.
But if somebody says, "Oh, Jada, who are you? I don't care,"
Right.
and it doesn't matter.
Right.
So I had to get to a point where it's just like, I don't care because you really don't know me. And then the people that really do know me, like I have a friend. I know you bring up the military. One thing about her, she goes, "Oh, Angie was in the military. We got stopped one time. First things, my friend was a second lieutenant in the military. I'm just like, oh my God, stop telling people that. It got to the point where it's just like a little embarrassing. My friend, again, one says, she goes, he stopped her. He's like, you told me 3 times that she was in the military.
Yeah.
But my friend is just so proud, and it just gives me warm and fuzzy feelings. It's just like, thank you. But that's someone that always like, cheers for me or whatnot. But when it comes to other people or whatnot, once you have a conversation with me, you're going to have a completely different perspective of just looks.
Right. So like when it comes to me, I'll be honest, like it was difficult when I first started like doing podcasts, and I would say dumb stuff because I'm like, I even tried to tell like my producer before, like I'm literally in between. I've experienced multiple sides of what it is to be a woman. I've experienced the having to hustle and grind, and I've experienced being a housewife. I've experienced being a college girl, and I've experienced being a bartender. So sometimes you're just like, yo, I don't want people to judge me based off the things I had to do to grind and survive. And I'm way more than that person. So that's what I feel like there's a big, like, there's a lot of judgment when it comes to social media. And that affected me for a long time. But now the person I am today, I'm like, yo, it cracks me up. Because it's like, it'll be people talking so much junk. And I'm like, yo, I know for a fact that I probably have an amazing life compared to you, and you're sitting here judging me, So it's kind of like after a while, it kind of just becomes like it's really a job. So us sitting here, people will look at you and they'll judge you like she's just a bad chick with a beautiful body and big old beautiful busty boobs. Not that I, boobs that jump, but at the same time, it's kind of like that's a part of the social media world is because people will judge you and think like, oh, she must be just another ditzy girl that just wants a guy for his money.
One person really brought it up to me. It was actually my lawyer. She goes, "Your mind doesn't match what you look like."
Yeah,
And I'm
absolutely.
like, what is that? What does that even mean? Because it's gotten to the point, how you're saying, "Well, I've been a housewife, but I've never been taken care of."
Mm-hmm.
I've bought in like my big purchases have all been myself. My store, I bought it myself. Everything I've bought it myself due to like I said, growing up, my mom was like forced independence. I was like, you gotta be independent. I'm like, all right, well, she goes, go to school, whatever you do, just bring me my degree. My mom couldn't afford a degree.
Right.
Guess what? Now I had to go to the military to pay the degree that my mom told me to get because I love my mama and I have to go. So I'm here like doing all the things. I'm like, okay, I gotta do this, but I gotta make my mama proud.
Right.
So I'm doing all of this with I'm not saying that I needed help or I asked for help because I did it myself.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't understand that, like the look doesn't really match the personality. But like, you're a little weird. I'm like,
yeah,
because they wouldn't expect to come in this form.
Yeah.
I had somebody say, I don't ever want to say this, but I had somebody tell me when I was really young, you have a fat girl personality. I was like, what does that even mean? I'm like, don't do that because I get real. I gain a little weight and I get sensitive about it, and it's okay. But I was just looking at him and it's like, yeah, your personality's so great. It's just you're so funny. Like that's usually on a different body type, and I was just like, what does that even mean? I was insulted,
right? But I
guess I was supposed to be complimented.
But you talking about it now, that probably traumatized you in a way because one thing I know about you is as soon as you see a little roll.
Oh, I'm going to
grow on the side.
The gym, baby.
You go into the gym. You can go to my friend's page, Bally, right now, b.bally, and you can see that she stays in the gym. And that's another subject, trauma. Because for me, my trauma was different. My upbringing was, and I'm not ever trying to like make my family be embarrassed or anything, but like my upbringing was like men are not showing up. So there's no way in hell I'll ever even entertain a man that doesn't show up. You got to show up in my life. I don't care if it's paying bills, taking care of this, taking me. You gotta show up.
It's support.
And it's almost like maybe I became like I don't think that I'm shallow because I always care for and appreciate the men that I date and like what they do for me. But for me, like I've been a person that has dated people that hasn't had or like we had to like grind and hustle together. But I also knew from growing up that I never wanted to end up with a man that didn't provide, protect, and make me look good because I've seen it too much where a man didn't show up. And so that's a trauma for me. So I'm like, in my life now, like maybe on my page or whatever, you might see a person that's like, oh, like she just be talking her junk. I talk junk because my trauma makes me have a very like a anger towards men sometimes. And that's just me be keeping it real. Like I have an anger towards men because I feel like enough men haven't shown up in my community. So like, different things may bring out different things in your personality. So like you're just like, I gotta be a super independent woman. If a man doesn't provide for me, I gotta make sure I show up for myself. And for me, I'm just like, I'm gonna show up for myself. But at the end of the day, whoever I'm dating, he gotta show up more. And that's a bad way to look at things. And maybe that affects like what I do in my own life. But like, I know genuinely deep down inside, I will never be able to be with a man that doesn't provide or doesn't show up and isn't like at least mentally stable enough to handle a woman like me.
And people always, promote soft girl era, but how do we really get there if we don't have the tools for the people around us to become soft?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The soft girl era is a thing, but to be a soft girl, you have to kind of change the type of things that you're attracted to, honestly.
Right, because soft girl era comes, but sometimes it feels short-lived due to love bombing or, being delusional for a little bit.
And again, we all put our best foot forward, but if we really want to talk about soft girl era, it's about having to strip away some of those things that you require. That man might not have a six-pack. He might not have a big old Mandingo. I'm sorry. Or he might not have like, I'm sorry, was that a bad example? Just cut that out.
No, I just feel like for somebody that we were just talking about, like to me, it's very important to take care of your body because
Yeah.
I put 100% effort to take care
Absolutely.
of mine.
But if you knew that a man was gonna be a great man in your life, would you accept a man that was overweight, even though he was a great man for you, or because of the things you require, you would not allow him to like be the man in your life?
We got to go to the gym together, baby.
Yeah, but soft girl era is kind of like, I have that man that's providing all of that for me. He just doesn't want to go to the gym. If he totally tells you I don't want to go to the gym, is the relationship over?
But if you sweat on me, I'm gonna gag.
Are you gonna cheat on him?
I don't think I'd get that far and then be with them. Like I just feel like
so
there's
that
just
man has
certain
no
things.
chance. So if all men had something like that, if all men
Right.
that were willing to bow down to Bali and be that man for you, you would constantly rob yourself of that experience because they don't want to go to the gym, basically, right?
Have a better, healthy lifestyle. You gotta love yourself. How are you gonna love
So
me?
yeah.
How are you gonna love me if you can't love
No,
yourself?
answer the question.
How are you gonna love me if you can't love
Answer
yourself?
the
That's
question,
crazy. You gotta love
Bally.
yourself in every way.
I'm about to say your real name. Answer the question, Bally. If that man is willing to give you the soft girl of a lifetime era, but he will not go to the gym, will you be with him? Will you accept him for who he is?
I would take my time to fall in love. I would really have to take my time and I'd have to put the fourth maximum effort.
And so that's what I'm trying to say with my trauma is bring that ass here, daddy.
Big daddy.
Me and you,
Extra
thank
large
you,
daddy.
Big Daddy. Hey, teddy bear papa. We eating crab legs tonight.
Oh, you wanna run with the big boys?
You wanna run with a Jesus? Run, get to. No, but so our traumas are different because you're just like, you don't have to because you're just like super maybe independent. Like, all right, that person ain't gonna work for me. I'm gonna just wait for the right person and I'm gonna just be independent on my own. And then with me, because of my childhood trauma, it's just like, you if you want to be in my life, just be a good man. Just be not a good man. You gotta be a great man. And I'm gonna love on you and accept you.
Are you gonna be a great woman?
We ain't talking about that, Bally. Cause I'm just joking. I'll be a great woman, and then it's gonna come to a time where we're gonna have an argument, and I might say some shit that's a little toxic.
Spicy.
I might say some stuff because then I might. So maybe is the love genuine?
You tell me. You say you're with it.
I'm trying to see if you're gonna be my therapist today.
I just feel like somebody. We can grow in love. I think I think it's happened to a lot of us. Bro, you ever had Mr. Persistent?
Yeah.
Got your ass. Like, damn.
Yeah, Mr.
How did you?
Persistent.
It's like sometimes the persistence works. You know, you give them a hand, they take a whole arm. You give them an inch, they take a mile.
She's like, how did I end up with
like,
you?
Are we together?
We're together, and I actually love
So,
you.
yeah.
Damn, I don't
You
wanna,
ugly
what you
cute.
say about my boo? Cause I beat your ass. Yeah, what you say? He handsome to me.
That's all that matters. Oh my God, have you ever had an ugly guy treat you like he handsome? That was so bad. Oh my God, I don't count that one. I hate when they're ugly and treat you like they not.
That was money.
There was not even no money like
The
that.
nerve.
No money like that.
We're not even gonna make people hate us right now because that topic right there will make them dislike us. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not trying to protect my image. I just didn't want people to go ham on my friend.
It was bad. No,
She won't come back. She won't come back.
Am I even here yet? This was day one. I'm probably I was canceled about the big boy comment.
But when you think about it, so you said it wasn't the bread there. You just liked him for.
It was you know what it was? He caught me in a very vulnerable moment.
Oh my God! Catching people in a vulnerable moment.
No, I was. I had somebody-
that's a real thing, bro.
No,
Go
a
talk
vulnerable
about
moment.
it.
I ended up dating someone. Fuck him. I don't like him.
Oh my God, talk about it.
I dated somebody right after.
Jeez,
I was
Louise.
dating somebody for a year and he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was crying. I was sad. And, after some time, you have to date again. Like death, life continues.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I tried to get in the dating scene. I started to talking to someone a little younger than me. He's like, you make me really uncomfortable with the talk of death. And I'm like, I hate you. Because I'm sensitive and I'm still healing. I'm crying. And I've never gone through that.
Right.
I mean, you expect death from people that, are older of age. Like, our grandparents. Like, it's a ticking time bomb.
Right.
But someone that you lay with and they're very young. They're in their early 30s. Like, you don't expect to just one day just gone.
Right.
So when I guess I wasn't trying to date, but I had to go to work, and
Right, I was
working, and
there.
at night you have to whatever. Oh God, you should have
Mhm.
said something to me.
Girl.
Anyways,
That's up to
so he just he just put the little efforts and wasn't trying too hard, and I was just vulnerable. And then when I would vent about it, he
That's
was
when
on
it would be a
somebody
problem.
rub my back and said, I'm like, you're making me uncomfortable.
Mhm.
So I ended up just, wow, this is comforting, this is comforting, this is comforting. And I was rolling out, and I ended up with someone that, in retrospect, I'm like, I would have never really even given the time of day or entertained. But since I was so vulnerable,
So we talking about when you going through some shit and you end up in a relationship because you going through some stuff, right? You was going through something.
man, that sounds bad. It sounds bad, but that's what happens.
Nah, but that's what happens because that's how you end up in a situation. Damn, I don't want to tell my business, but my producer want me to so bad. Let me tell you something. My sugar daddy cut me off. My sugar daddy.
Say it again.
cut me
For the people in the
off.
back. Say it again.
That man cut the card in half.
Oh my God.
When I tell you
I've never even had one of those.
find love in a hopeless place. When I tell you I was trying to find love in a hopeless place, I just needed anybody to just hug me because I was going through it. I was just like, nigga, can I just get some Wingstop?
I love Wingstop. I'm a pepper with extra
And
ranch.
it's not because I didn't have it. It's just that I ain't used to spending my own money. I hate spending it. If I spend my own money, this ain't nothing compared to what I used to have. I am a peasant. I am a peasant. My meals, when I go out now, I can't even get a bottle to wash my caviar crust down.
You was flying in Spirit in the back by the
Let me
bathroom.
tell you something. I was bringing liquor to the club and taking it out my purse.
Jada, you still do that? You still do that with money or not?
Spend my own money. So when I went through that, baby, any man could be my hero.
Any man?
Super.
I'm not gonna talk. I went through that. I can't even say that. It was
something.
bad.
It is not healthy. It is. If you going through something, baby, take your time. If you go through,
we don't know how to be by ourselves. To
heal.
heal.
We don't know how to be.
A lot of people don't know how to. I'm not
We
gonna
don't
say
know how to
something.
be by ourselves. You gotta heal, baby, because you will end up being in some lifelong mess off of not healing. I mean, the trauma that came with that, like, golly.
I didn't pick you up and packed up that bag a couple of times.
I done took the bait off of being hurt. So people don't understand. All right, when you're a person that had a solid foundation and you went through a traumatic situation after another traumatic situation, and you just meet somebody that's nice. I love you.
You're like,
We can be together forever because you're just nice. You ain't got too much to gain, too much to lose from the situation. You just like, you know what, you're a nice person. And maybe you just start just changing.
And they don't even do the most. That was the crazy part. They didn't have to even put that much effort. Just be nice.
Now you being abusive in arguments.
You like
2 years
burritos?
later.
Be like, I want to go eat a burrito. That's okay.
Yeah, a burrito.
Oysters? I don't eat oysters.
Yeah.
I like a little burrito. You got hot
Yeah.
sauce?
Uh-huh.
I love hot sauce.
Girl, let's go to Walmart and get our groceries. That's where I draw the line. I'm not getting no groceries I'm not getting value. I'm not doing it. That's where I draw the line. But when you find yourself in a hopeless place.
Is that where you found love?
You find love in a hopeless place and you start thinking, you know what? Maybe I was going about things the wrong way.
Maybe I can smile. Maybe I can smile in a 2007 Mercedes instead of crying in a Rolls Royce.
This is the smile.
That's what I'm saying.
And Rolls Royce is like, I hate him. Like, you know, like it's just like, but I'm in a Rolls Royce. I'm about to go pick up my friends. We about to use his car.
I love brunch.
Shots.
You wanted to smirk in a...
Let me tell you something. If you start a relationship off of you being in a bad place, that can ruin your whole entire life. And that person now also has their view on you, right? So
is it trauma saving or trauma bonding?
It's trauma bothing. You saving and bonding off of some. Now you trying to really look at yourself like maybe I wasn't living right. No, you. Maybe I wasn't living right. And then you start to resent the person after too much time goes by because it's just like you still here. Why am I here?
Because he was trauma saving and bonding and
exactly
at Walmart
trying to see
eating burritos.
So this is a very shallow conversation, honestly. But at the end of the day, You start resenting that person who you're just like, I'm not even supposed to be here. I ended up here because I was in a shitty place and I just needed somebody. But then, like, that person doesn't deserve, like, they don't know that. So they don't deserve the
Or
person.
do they know? Because you are opening to them about what you're going through. Say they do know.
So it's like,
So are they just like
trying to take
accommodating?
advantage of you?
Not trying to take advantage, but like,
Oh.
you know, people shift into situations. You know, you walk in certain rooms, you're gonna approach people differently. You know what I'm saying? So did they shift to get you to trauma save? That's what I was saying, trauma saving.
And that's another thing.
Did I make up a thing?
Trauma saving.
I made a thing.
Yeah, because you're trying to save me from my trauma, and you helping me in a situation, but at the same time, I know this ain't it. I know this ain't it for me. So now you putting yourself in a trap though. So trauma saving is a trap because you just gonna end up getting your feelings hurt because you're not on my level, at least, like, as bad as it sounds, you're not on the level that I'm accustomed to. I'm just in a place where it's like I'm trying to like just take a step back and you just happen to be there. And so now I'm going to end up resenting you if I do decide to be with the trauma hero. So now I'm with the trauma hero and I'm just like, damn, my life is nothing like it used to be. One, like, we don't connect in that way because I was at a different level. I just had to drop down a little bit.
So there's no gratitude of them helping you healing from your trauma.
It's temporary.
You know what
You
I'm
know when the holidays come around, right? And hot dogs usually be $8.99 for the big pack.
I'm talking about glizzies.
And then when when the glizzies go on clearance because it's Memorial Day, you might get them for $2 off.
You getting that stomach ache?
No, because they still the good
Oh.
glizzies. They still Nathan's. You still getting a good glizzy, but you getting a good glizzy at a discounted price. Everybody's hopping on it, right? So now a good glizzy, then the value dropped a little bit because of the trauma situation that they're going through. But then at one point, the holiday is over. The season is done. I'm back at full price. I'm back to being that bitch. I need my exchange. I need this to make sense because I'm still a Nathan's. I'm not the Bar S hot dog. I'm the Nathan's.
I really don't like you that you compare yourself.
The
to
value brand. Because I love hot dog. I need to find a good vegan hot dog. But I'm just saying, there's a time in your life where you might drop your value down because of what you're going through, but your value never really changes. It's just right now. It's just like a house back then could have been cheaper at that time. The value of that house may have been cheaper because the economy in that season. But later on, that house may be worth double what it is now. And so, but you still have to deal with the people that's in your house. They hoarding. They hoarding in your house. It's a couple of pests. Now people calling pest control in your house. The walls haven't been painted. You haven't gotten any when they check.
Okay, so what if the person that got you on this discount price is working their way, like hustling, working to get you at your full price?
And that's a good point.
What if they're trying? But
so how many years do I have to be this high value house with this person?
Or a hot dog.
Or can I get the right customer? Or
Seriously.
do I need the right customer to purchase this house and hook it up? And you might have to resell it, or you can hold on to it. But don't keep me down here and deplete me. Don't make me worse than what I already am. If you're gonna buy this house,
but if they met you there, they don't know you at your high price.
They didn't meet me there. They met me sad.
That's what I'm saying. They met you trauma. They met you at your discounted price, at your lower value, lower self esteem, lower that. So that's what they're when you give somebody, it's what they expect. Like,
what side are you on, Belly?
I'm on the accountability. Didn't we just talk about accountability?
You're right.
We talked about accountability. Put your nails down. I'm not done. But that's what it is. It's just like, just because they met you at one point, like, you're both supposed to grow. The thing is that you're probably going to see them a few steps back because you've already been at a place that maybe that they're not at yet.
But I'm the house and you're the mess. So I'm going to be the house. Are you going to bring the mess? Are you going to bring an interior decorator? Are you going to put some crown molding in here? Are you going to make the situation more beautiful than it already was? Or are you going to be a hoarder and just stack it with junk and then the value depreciates.
So you're saying, right? I'm on your side,
Girl, I
but
gotta
you're
get a
saying
drink.
somebody meets you at your lowest, and you expect them to build you better. Which that's why
No, because
you're
even though
there.
you're at your lowest, it doesn't mean that you don't have like for example, if you meet me at a low point, that don't mean that I'm not still that person. I'm just going through something.
But they don't know you
But
as
you
that
mess up.
person.
Yeah, but you mess up when you allow people to have access to you because you're down. So because I'm in a bad space in my life, I allow access to other people and they almost bring you further down. And or they'll bring you up for a second and help you out of your little like funk. But at the same time, if you hold on to certain things, it's only going to depreciate your value. Whereas if I meet the right person, my value is never going to be depreciated.
So it's just fair and unfair on both parties. Period.
Yeah. And it's not fair to that person either. And
That's
I'm
what
gonna
I'm
tell you
saying. So I'm just like,
I'm gonna
wait a
tell you
minute.
why. It's like you ain't the bitch I thought you were. You wanted a baller this whole time, and I just met you at freaking McDonald's because you was just, So it's like I think both people get tricked almost in a way because it's kind of like I'm not who I thought I was, and you were not ready for what I really had in mind, but you were there when I needed you. But at the same time, it's like you're not the person that is ready to go to that next level because maybe you don't believe in it.
So wrong person, right time.
Yeah.
Temporarily.
Temporary. Some people are seasonal. So in a nutshell, people are seasonal and sometimes you can't hold on to that trauma bond. It's a trauma bond.
Trauma saving.
Yeah, it's trauma saving. Or you ever go into the street and you find money on the ground and you're just like, oh, I gotta have it. And then you keep it and you like, like you like whatever. Sometimes you may be seen as that $100 bill on the street. You in the street, why you not in the wallet?
You got lucky. It's your lucky day.
You got dropped, but you still $100 bill. But you in the street, you're not in a wallet. And then the wrong person might get a hold of that $100 bill, and now you in his hands. Now you getting used to you buy Twizzlers. Everybody hates Twizzlers.